everyone, today is about seeds. I mean, not the most interesting of subjects, however I think there's a lot of misrepresentation and a lot of information out there that isn't entirely true on feeding your rodent seeds. Now, seeds should make up a big part of your rodent's diet, and a lot of people won't realise that cereals are actually seeds. Things like oats, wheat, bran comes from a seed. You know, if you get them in the raw state, you can grow them into a plant, and you know, essentially they are a seed. Sunflowers especially get quite a bad press in a way. I know I've seen a lot of videos where people will pick the majority out of a mix. Now, I agree, I do pick a lot. Well, when I used to feed mixes, I did pick a lot out because in certain mixes there are far too many. However, sunflowers are loaded with vitamins B1 and B6. They're an excellent source of vegetarian protein. So, in other words, don't replace them for the protein content in your rodent's diet. However, they're an excellent source of vegetarian protein. Your rodent will still need a meat source of protein, which I talked about a bit in my last video. They're high in fibre, they're good for digestion, and they're excellent cancer fighters. They have, you know, basically they're full of antioxidants that help to fight cancer. They're good for the heart, they're good for bowel movements, they're anti-inflammatory, so they are essentially, you know, a bit of a superfood. So next time you know, maybe giving your rodent only a few a week, I give my gerbils sunflowers every day. They get about 4 or 5 each every day. That might change as they grow older, you know, if they put on weight, but they are full of fats, which is why people give them sparingly. And I agree, they are full of fats. This is just a wild bird mix. Here we have brown lentils, and this is grass seed. Now, grass seed is perfect for giving to your rodent because in their natural environment they will go around, they will dig up roots, and they will find lots and lots of grass seed. I give my gerbils a big pinch, about this much each, every day of grass seed. And I've found that they love grass seed. They tend to leave the fattier seeds, which is brilliant, and they tend to go for the grass seed. Now, I didn't want this video just to be about feeding seeds, because everyone knows seeds are good for your rodent and that they should make up a big part of the diet. I'm just going to move some of these out of the way. What I actually wanted to talk to you today is about this. Now, as you can see, I hope you can see, these are sprouting. Now, people call these sprouts, and they call them, so it's called sprouting, which is basically putting water into them, rinsing them off several times, and repeating this for a few days. Now, this is 2 days worth of growth, and basically when I first get them, I rinse them off, I put apple cider vinegar in to kill any bacteria, which bacteria will grow very rapidly on this in the wrong conditions if they're kept in high humidity, for example. So the apple cider vinegar helps to kill any bacteria off. This is 2 days worth of growth, and all this is a wild bird mix. I just buy mine from Home Bargains, and it's called All Seasons Wild Bird Seed Feast. Now, the ingredients are wheat, red dairy, maize, white millet, and black sunflower seeds. In here I haven't actually sprouted any sunflowers, just because I find they take a bit longer, so I tend to sprout them separate. Now, sprouting is basically the process of germination, if we're going to get scientific. Germination just means the start of a seed growing, turning into a plant. Now, there are optimum nutritions, which basically means they're the most nutritional at 2 to 3 days, so about now. Now, this process has been used in feeding birds, pet birds, for quite some time now, and it seems to be really taken off. And you know, I talked to one breeder who said to me, if you're only going to feed one thing to a bird, it would be these sprouts. Obviously you should never do that, but she said if you're only going to feed one thing, it should be sprouts. Now, the reason is they're really high in fibre, protein, minerals, vitamins, the rich in digestible energies, amino acids, and they improve the quality of cereal protein, which basically means when you've got a seed, so this is before, when you've got your seeds like this, just sat, not doing anything, in basic terms, so I am still looking into this myself, but in the very basic terms, these are full of fatty energy because they have to store all that fatty energy in order to grow into a plant. So when you start sprouting, you're releasing the fatty energy into proteins, high fibre. Now, the percentage of protein and vitamins actually increase by sprouting your seeds. So basically them fatty sunflower seeds we talked about actually improve in protein, and they improve in fibre, so it gets a higher percentage and less fatty. Now, the only negative of sprouting is they can harbour harmful bacteria, so I tend to use a drop of apple cider vinegar, which I first heard this tip in True Love Avery videos, who have lots of lovebirds, and they sort of put a bit of apple cider vinegar in when they're first rinsing them off. Now, you want to keep them moist, but you don't want any water to sit in the bottom of there, otherwise bacteria is going to grow really fast and it's not going to work too good. These are also excellent for weaning babies, so weaning baby hamsters and gerbils, and they are really good for hydrating the animal. So if you've got young animals in hot weather, it will be really good and helpful in hydrating them. Now, what actually happens as well is from this, so when they start off like this, they are higher in starch and anti-nutrients. So when you sprout them, it decreases the starch and anti-nutrients. So this is classed as a superfood. Now, I'm going to link a video below which explains how to sprout very easily and very basic below. Now, I've had great success in this. It's just an old ice cream tub, and I put a lid on, and the lid has some little holes. I've just done it with a knife. It's not fancy, but it works. I have fed these to my gerbils with great success. When I give them the food mix, at first I just used to sprinkle the sprouts over it, and they really like them. Another thing you can sprout is lentils, so like these, your brown lentils, you can sprout them really good, really easily. And probably, in my opinion, one of the best things you can sprout is grass seed. Because when you sprout grass seeds, that's exactly how a lot of the gerbils, especially who come from desert areas, that's how they get a lot of the moisture, from digging up these little type of grass seeds and eating the, these newly sprouting seeds. That's how they get a lot of the moisture. Now, I would recommend these for I would recommend these for gerbils, rats, mice, hamsters. I would do further research into degus and chinchillas because I don't own them, and I'm still quite new to this and I haven't really done much research into this. However, I do feed my rabbit the grass seed. Now what I do is I sprout it for about 7 days, and in a tub like this it will get about this high, and I then tip it over and get rid of all the seeds, the empty seed casings off the bottom, and I feed my rabbit like that, and Bambi absolutely loves it. She really does. So basically I want this to be an introduction video into sprouting, or germination, which is a scientific term. Below I'm going to link that video, which is a quick and easy guide to how to sprout for yourself. It's very basic, and I love basic videos because, I think people can overcomplicate nutrients, and I think they can overcomplicate vitamin counts, and by the end of the video you're more confused than when you started watching it. So I'm going to link that below. I'm also going to link below the wiki explanation of sprouts, and when I read through it, it was just absolutely amazing. The benefits of sprouting seeds for your rodent. Now obviously it's just sprouts in general and it's more aimed at why people should eat it, but that doesn't change the nutritional value of sprouts. And I think people should definitely start doing this for the rodents. My gerbils love these. They absolutely love them. I've also had success with like black-eyed beans as well, and the gerbils get a few of them. So it's just something to think about, and I would definitely suggest. I know some rat owners have started doing this because I have come across people's videos of them feeding this to the rats. However, I've Google searched it several times for sprouting for rodents and I've come across nothing. And I haven't seen anyone's videos who feed sprouts to the rodents. So really I just wanted to get it out there as to why you should sprout your seeds as opposed to just feeding them in the raw form. By no means stop feeding your seed mixes. You know, don't just stop feeding your seed mixes. Don't stop feeding your diet to your animal, but add these into the mix first and see how they go. See if they enjoy them. And the more they eat them, the more you can add. My gerbils now get about half sprouts, half of a seed sprout mix in the bowl, and the other half is their daily dry mix, and that's working really well. My gerbils are very lean, if not maybe it's too lean. I'm actually trying to fatten them up a bit, so I have been giving them some extra egg protein and some extra cat biscuits and things like that to fatten them up a bit actually. But they're so active. Now these are, you know, high energy foods, and I would definitely suggest these for animals that you're trying to improve their health on, or maybe even make them lose a bit of weight. You could give them these and cut down the dry mix a little bit. But anything you introduce new into your rodent's diet should be done slowly. Last little tip, if you are going to try sprouting for yourself, and I would highly recommend it, I would suggest just going to your local bargain shop and getting a simple seed mix. Now be careful you're not buying a seed mix that already has the seed casings taken off, because I buy another one that has like just sunflower hearts and just the heart of the seed and not the seed casing. You need the full seed. And again, so today I've just showed you some maize, red dairy, white millet in here. But as long as it's a seed, you can sprout it. I would suggest for beginners just trying some wild bird mix or a budgie mix or canary seed. All seeds sprout at different rates, but I've found that this mix tends to sprout nicely, and I will feed it anything from this stage, so it's just a few days growth. You can see the little roots popping out, all the way up to a week or two. So by a week or two, they're sort of this big in here. They'll all be tangled up. Just separate them out a bit and pop them into the tank. So yeah, that's what I wanted to talk about today, sprouting. If you haven't heard of it, watch the links. And I think this is what could be missing from rodents' diet. I honestly think that with them being very picky, picking out the dry mix and not eating it, I think giving them sprouts is a way to offer them a more high in fibre, protein diet. I think it's going to get the vital vitamins and minerals into them that they need. And, you know, rethink sunflower seeds, because they're not as bad as people think. They should be having sunflowers, in my opinion, every day. And if your animal is overweight and you don't want to give them these fatty seeds, sprout your sunflowers. So yeah, thanks for watching. I hope I've probably possibly taught you something new, made you think about your rodent's diet, and I really do hope you have a go at sprouting. And again, if you sprout some seeds and your rodent doesn't touch them, keep offering them, because they do take a long time to take in new food into the diet. Offer it every day and keep offering it until they start eating it. If you find they really don't like the seed you've done, try grass seed. Grass seed is a favourite of most rodents I've found, and try different seeds until you find one that they like. So thanks for watching. I hope I haven't rambled on too much. And quickly at the end of the video, I just wanted to say a big thank you to Erin's Hamsters, the Binky Bunny Shed and Mucky Pup Charlie for giving me some shout outs and recommending my channel on Facebook. It means a lot to me, and I'm nearly up to 100 subs. So my 100 sub competition will be up shortly. So thank you very much for watching. Bye!